Yo, what's going on, everybody? How's it going today? Apparently, the Stellar Blade people that are like hating on the game are getting even worse, and Rev is gonna tell us what's going on.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. So today we have some more topics to cover involving the ongoing Gamergate situation, beginning with more outrage surrounding the main character of the upcoming game, Stellar Blade, because a lot of game journalists and Twitter users are very upset about the attractive design of this main protagonist. Now today,
That's ridiculous, dude. She's literally based off a real person, and you're gonna sit there and tell me, have you ever been to a convention or like in public in your fucking life? You've never seen a skinny, attractive person in your life? That's ridiculous.
Today, we're going to go over several updates regarding this set of outrage, including claims that this character is not attractive at all, and some other conflicting claims that this character is so attractive that it's going to lead to real-life instances of violence.
What the? Yeah, okay, dude. Definitely.
Against women. Yes, I wish I was joking. A lot of people are seeing this character and some of the smooth designs that is featuring, and they're thinking to extremes like that.
Oh yeah, dude. That as soon as I see this woman, I just think, God, I want to just punch a woman in the face. That's so brain dead. Who? That's so dumb.
Now, of course, games journalists have been very upset about this situation, and as the demo has been reaching very high levels of success since its release, games journalists have come out with articles like this from yesterday, complaining on the one hand that most fans are sold on Stellar Blade despite the supposed sexism, while also claiming that a lot of users...
Dude, how is it sexism to have the lead character in the game is a female? She's your freaking hero. She should be a women's hero. That's
are upset because the developers made this character sexualized. They can't even get their story straight. Now, when they say users are upset, they mainly mean other members of the industry, like senior editor.
Every single person that's upset about this looks exactly like this person. That's all I'm gonna say.
Here, Alyssa and Khalif, who had an epic collab on this episode of whatever it is that they're doing, where they would speak directly about this main protagonist.
They wear these same glasses and they act like a psychopath.
Of Stellar Blade, and how he thinks that she is not even attractive in the first place.
It's got because he's gay.
The bastion of conservative gaming, the bastion of keeping...
It's not conservative to find someone attractive. That's brain dead, bro. I'm not conservative. That's so stupid. You're dumb.
The wokes mad is Stellar Blade right now. Stellar Blade is the game of the year because there's a shiny titty and a almost a medium ass. It's not even a great ass.
What? Oh, you don't even know what a great ass looks like, probably, bro.
It's a medium ass. It's not even that big.
It is a medium ass.
Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is the year 2024, and apparently it is conservative to find the character Eve from Stellar Blade attractive. Basically, that's their general approach. If you disagree with them or have a different taste in fictional characters, you must be some kind of...
These people need to be put in a room that has mattresses up on the wall and a coat so that they can't hurt themselves.
A conservative or a bigot. But moving forward from that, there's also comments that he made about the design of Eve, calling it lacking in many regards in terms of its physical appearance, which not only do I think is extreme levels of cope, I also think it's a bit insulting, especially given the fact that this character, Eve, is based on a 3D scan of a real-life human being. So you're also making comments about the person that this...
And the artist that drew this person, the artist that came up with this character, is an attractive female.
Character is based on. But in general, these people have an issue with attractive female video game character designs. That much is obvious. Every single one of these characters included on this holy trinity has been criticized or belittled because of their physical appearance and their attractiveness, because apparently people can't enjoy the attractive model while also enjoying the character in the story that surrounds them. But here's a good point made in the quote retweets, this user saying, yeah, or maybe there are dudes who don't look at every chick as a sex object and just like the game for being a fun action
based
adventure game. Are we going to do this with every game that has a female lead who is attractive now? And that's the irony of all these related situations. Users like this push over and over again, we need more female representation in video games. And here you have a female protagonist.
What's funny is this guy is a Nintendo YouTuber. He doesn't even care about like politics and stuff like this. The fact that he's saying something is crazy.
Of a major upcoming release, and it's immediately denigrated by people like this and reduced to nothing more than a sex object in their eyes, because that's what they believe is the only reason why people would care about the game.
That's all we see in good video games is how we could have sex with the character.
When people care about a lot more than just the design, they care about the story and the character as well. But in their eyes, that's all they're worth. In fact, they even go as far as to belittle the appearance of this character. But moving forward, here's some replies saying, yeah, that didn't...
I don't know, someone that looks like this could say fucking anything about anyone's looks. Or this fucking fat guy. Huh. Bro, you have nothing to say. Neither do I. Look at me. I'm fucking heavy set too. Like, fuck you, bro. You can't say shit about anyone's looks. You look like a fat fucking idiot.
This kind of proves my point that y'all are weird. Interesting. Well, I looked at this guy's account, and literally this was one of the most recent tweets from 2 hours ago saying, gonna be open on the timeline today. My feelings have been hurt by all the mean people calling me fat. Yeah, you called me fat. Look at you, you're skinny. And I don't know if this is a reference to something, but they break out into some rhymes here saying,
bro, I'm fat and I'm calling you fat motherfucker.
It never stopped me from getting busy. I'm a freak. I like the girls with the boom. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom.
Yeah, I bet you did.
But you're the one calling people weirdos.
Actually, that's fucking foul and disgusting.
Over being attracted to video game characters.
Germs in my sexual intercourse.
Now, again, I don't know if this is some kind of irony, but bragging about getting busy in a dirty fast food bathroom is not the flex you think it is.
Yeah.
Those bathrooms are occupied by people doing some nasty things in the Burger King bathroom, and also
would you like some STDs with your burger?
Meth heads looking for a place to shoot up. Okay, that's not exactly the best spot, not something you want to brag about. But moving forward, there's a lot more outrage about this design of Eve, and it goes way beyond just journalists. You have users like this saying, was Nier Automata's release like this, where everyone was like, heh, take that nerds, this one is for the straights. I feel like most people were chill and just played the game, which was both sexy and fun and cleverly written, where people will point out, like this, that the narrative over time has changed greatly. So they say this, if you make a search for sexism and Nier Automata, you can see in real time the process of narrative switch. Articles and threads from the era it released are full on, this is sexist and gross, and when you read...
These are people, like, again, these are people that need to be put in a room with mattresses that are up on the wall. And they need, like, those coats that prevent you from hurting yourself. Because it's just, they need to be separated from regular, ordinary people that don't think of everything on the planet as sexual objects. They can just appreciate artwork for artwork.
Reach 2021 or so, you see it, people shift to a different narrative where they say it isn't sexualized.
They're the problem. They probably think that because I think of fucking it, so does everyone else, so they're the problem. No, you're the problem, bro. You're the weirdo.
And you can see by the title of these various threads and articles that it begins with people complaining historically about how overly sexualized this character is and how it's sexism and it's too much. And then over time, well, maybe it's not so sexualized and it's just people projecting. That was the narrative. It definitely started that way and has shifted over time, but we're seeing Stellar Blade begin with that outrage, generally from journalists and threads, where they're claiming that the character is overly sexualized. And you can go right back to the creator of Nier Automata, right from the get-go here, asked the question, why does a combat android have heels? Where he would reply saying, but the biggest reason is, I just really like girls. And in this thread right here on Twitter, they were complaining about getting too much sexy fan art of 2B's butt and was asking people to basically make a zip format for him to more easily collect all of these images of 2B's butt. Now, moving forward, people would shift from Nier to Bayonetta with a tweet like this saying, after seeing all of this politically correct gamers speak about Eve's looks, I do wonder where all these mofos when Bayonetta launched. Imagine the meltdown if Eve had a dance scene like this. I believe you mofos just selective of the stuff you want to be offended by. I had to really help them out with the grammar there. It was quite the struggle. But people would point out, Anita Sarkeesian literally made half a video talking about Bayonetta. They were pissed off and performative about her. I vividly remember it. The actually Bayonetta is for the gays is a pretty recent development that happened with Bayonetta 3 and was destroyed by a postcard. Now, everything this user is saying is correct. You can see back many years ago at the beginning.
Yeah, I fucking hate this lady.
Of the original Gamergate, you had the feminist frequency through Anita Sarkeesian making this video, a damn near full-length film complaining about various characters, female characters that they believed were being hypersexualized, and one of the characters they spent the most time on was Bayonetta, where they made many.
The takeaway that I'm getting is women will just never be fucking happy with anything. Men won't put any women in video games. They're sexist because they don't want women in video games. Men make female heroes. They're too hot. Okay, I guess lesbians don't like hot women too. Well, you're never gonna be satisfied with anything. Shut the fuck up. Go away.
Claims about this character, including the claim that this character was hypersexualized for the male gaze.
First, the positive things about the game. She's a single mother, and that's kind of it. So on to the negatives. She carries with her 4 pistols, 2 of which are strapped to her high-heeled boots, which provide the perfect opportunity for her to contort her body into pornographic poses, including spreading her legs and doing a little flip in the air to kill the bad guys. When she lands, she does a little sexy pose for the player, complete with the sound of a camera shutter snapping. But it gets even better, because one of her most powerful weapons involves her stripping all her clothes off and turning her hair into an evil demon weapon fighting machine. Did you get that? The whole taking all her clothes off in order to use her hair as a weapon? Because clearly you can't use your hair to drag demons down to hell if you're fully clothed. Predictably, the internet is now infested with gamers' screen captures of various ways that they got Bayonetta naked. As if this pornographic, overly sexualized, animated representation isn't bad enough, the way that Bayonetta restores
Bayonetta for many years, that was
male fantasy that Bayonetta is.
So circling back to that comment about Bayonetta being gay that was made in the original post, that is something that a lot of people have believed for many years despite evidence suggesting otherwise, and that's reflected by this reply saying, "We do not care, Bayonetta is for the girls and the gays," where they are ratioed into oblivion by this very simple response that states, husband and daughter say...
No, I'm pretty sure video game characters are for everybody. That's it. I don't know why you have to do this fucking brain thing where you're like, this is for me and me only. No one else can have this. It's for me, bro. She's only mine. Okay, you need to be in a fucking straitjacket and put in a crazy room.
Otherwise, though, with a card that is official and canon to the franchise featuring Bayonetta in a straight marriage with a child. Now, when this official image was released, it caused an absolute meltdown about a year ago. A lot of people were very upset about this because in their own mind, they had created headcanon that suggested that Bayonetta was gay and not interested in men whatsoever. However, that was simply headcanon, and when this official lore came out, people went ballistic. Now, headcanon is always fine. If you want to imagine Bayonetta with, well, any character or any relationship, that's totally fine. But when it's your headcanon, it's fine. When you start using that headcanon to basically supersede the actual lore and you claim that the creators are wrong,
That's literally what I just got done saying, kind of.
that's when you've gone too far, and that's what people were trying to do with the Bayonetta character while ignoring official artwork like this. Now, moving on, we have another observation from this user making observations about the outrage surrounding Eve from Stellar Blade and her design, where they say, just a month ago, I saw people gazing and mouth-watering over a nude mod of Leon in Resident Evil 4 Remake, and it seemed normal. But when people get fan service of female characters, suddenly it's a problem. Now, if you're not familiar with that whole Leon mod thing, I can't even show it in this video because it's just that ridiculous. He's wearing a very, very skimpy leotard type outfit where basically you could see the base of his junk. It was that low cut, okay? And the tweet sharing that had over 100,000 likes. It was very, very well supported, and nobody was being called a porn addict or a pest or whatever, or a creep for liking that, which of course everyone knows is ironic, because if you like characters like Eve from Stellar Blade that are significantly less sexualized than this Leon mod, you're called all of those negative things. And you can see this is reflected in game journalism, where you can get tons of articles showing players how to basically sexualize all these male characters and have, intercourse with bears in Baldur's Gate 3. But then you see Kotaku release endless articles complaining about the sexualization of female characters. And we saw this recently with IGN as well. Only a few months ago, posting an article telling you how to get a good look at Venom's cake. And then recently, IGN France releasing an article demonizing the sexualization of Eve from Stellar Blade and claiming that its developers have never seen a woman, which was ironic because the person who made this character is in fact married to a woman who's on the art team. But nonetheless, we continue on with an outrageous claim from this user responding to the previous observation here, saying the sexualization of women in broad strokes.
You know what's funny about this? Like, look at this. These people don't matter.
Leads to assaults and killings, whereas the sexualization of men is kind of cringe. I hope this helps. This is one of the worst tweets I've ever seen in my life. It's almost like it doesn't even
deserve a response. The fact that it got any likes is ridiculous.
You shouldn't even dignify it with a response, but we're here to laugh at it because this is one of the most insane, irrational tweets you will ever see. Where, of course, users would point out some very obvious observations as well as some jokes. So here's some of them saying, this is true actually. As a woman, I've been killed because I saw 2B's panties.
Dude. Oh my god, that's fucking funny.
Once. Literally false and proven to be false in every single study done. You're just lonely and making bad tweets to get the attention your parents didn't give you. Pathetic. What? How? Cite your sources, please. Yeah, I stalked the streets all weekend doing murders after I played Stellar Blade's demo. I wish I had known about this beforehand, as it's a bit late for it to help me now. False. In fact, all studies point to the absolute complete opposite, that consumers of hypersexualized content are far less likely to assault women. I'd assume the same is true with dudes. So true, sister. Which is why Egypt and the Middle East are known for their safety, whereas Japan, where fiction is barely regulated at all, women are terrified to go outside without a male guardian. Yes, some very good points made in the replies that are, of course, brutalizing the original poster. But moving on, here's some other ridiculous claims. This user saying, weird gamers. You can't make sexy women in games anymore. I'm sorry, but did all of you losers miss how feral everyone was going over Lady D? We love sexy characters. We just don't like your unsexy version of sexy. Of course, again, calling characters like Eve, which of course they're referring to as not attractive, which is an insane cope. But the reason people went feral over Lady D is because this is what we call safe horny. This is a character that was considered safe horny, someone that you could make all kinds of comments about without getting any backlash. There are many examples of safe horny characters out there, and this is definitely one of them. And as this user points out in the quotes, it says, "Don't you get it, chuds? My fetish is more socially acceptable than yours." Which, of course, if you're talking about Lady Dimitrescu here, she's literally like a 9-foot tall vampire. She's a giant rotting corpse. And you're saying liking her is somehow more socially acceptable than liking a character like Eve from Stellar Blade. Like, please, come on. Can we stop with that? You know, I can respect whatever you want to like in fictional content, but that doesn't give you the right to judge others. Like, I will respect your desire to want to go feral over Lady D here, but you should also respect people who like characters like Eve from Stellar Blade. I mean, that seems very obvious, but overall, this Gamergate situation is the gift that keeps on.
This is literally stupid.
Giving. It is some of the wildest takes that are being generated out of this situation, and it makes for some great content, so I guess we're thankful in that regard. But for today, that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to share.
Definitely, dude. Definitely. The link will be in the description for anyone who wants to go watch Rev's videos. He uploads like 3 times a day. He always does all of his research. Unlike me, who's just a filthy like content watcher. But if you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.